All right, folks, John Rush here. Today, my son Richard Rush behind the camera. This is a review of the 2017 Hyundai Santa Fe. So new for 2017, they've made a few changes. Rocker panels down the side, rear fascia, front fascia. They've made a few changes that way. Not a lot of major differences. If you see this car rolling down the road, again, you got to have a pretty keen eye to tell it from some of the previous generations. But let's just get right into it. Richard, come around. Let's show them some of the new front end and how that looks. There is some available LED daytime running lamps and LED fog lamps. This is the sport version of the Santa Fe, by the way, and it has a few extra features on it that we'll talk about. This particular model that we're driving, the 2-liter turbocharged engine, which I will tell you up here in Colorado, works absolutely phenomenal. This car runs, it handles, it drives. We'll get into some of the interior features in here in just a minute, but honestly, a great value at $40,820. Some of the interior features that come standard is a 5-inch screen, and on the Sport you get the 7-inch screen, which we'll show you in just 1 minute. The Blue Link, which is a really great nav audio system that Hyundai and Kia both have. They've got second row cup holders now in this model, which is new for this year, and a redesigned center stack, which we'll get into in just 1 second. So let me hit the rear hatch, which it is automatic, and this does have the foot thing, or not the foot thing. Let me back up. There's no foot thing. If I just have the key fob in my pocket, when we've done this before on some of the models, so I won't do it today, but if you're standing at a distance and you just walk up, everything's locked, key is in your pocket, and you stand close to the rear door, it will automatically open all on its own. I'm not going to do that today because we've shown some of the previous Santa Fe's that we've reviewed have that option. Fantastic option, by the way. So Hyundai, Kia both, thank you. You are, in fact, I think, Richard, only one that we know of doing that, right?
Doing the hands-free
walk up and it opens?
I would say not the hands-free, but without having to do any other gyration.
You just walk up and it opens. Exactly. Yeah. No, you're not kicking underneath. You're not doing anything at all. You just walk up and it automatically opens. Button here to lower it, or you can grab the grab handle and lower it. Real quick as we get into the back end here. It's 2 compartments, as you can see. One here. And then as I just opened this one here, and nice underneath storage, by the way. They've got a lot of room where you can put a lot of different things underneath. Cargo capacity back here, very large, and it doesn't slope extremely harsh here, which means you've got a lot of room up and down. It's one of the things on SUVs you really have to watch is how is the back end sloped. They may give you a lot of room, floor room, front to back as far as the seat to the back goes, but if they slope it too much, you lose all that space up above and you really limit what you can actually carry once you get past the midline point. Let me fold this seat down so you can actually see how much room is in the back here. Use the lever on the side where you just fold it down. Oops, let me move the seat up a little bit. As you can see, the headrest get in the way unless you move the seat up, and I've got this seat back quite a ways over here on this passenger side. So just move that up a little bit. Now, one thing that you will notice is, and we've talked about this before, this is not completely flat. There is a slight raise where this actually moves up. Not a huge factor, but it is something to note that it does raise up some. So if both these are flat and you're putting cargo in here, just remember that this does come up. And I also should have made a note. I can do, without even to walk up in front and do that, there's levers on the side where I can also do the same thing. I can pull those and they'll fold down if the seat was all the way up. So those levers are right on the side where you can do it from the back here. But again, as you can see, you've got to make sure you've got that front seat positioned properly where those will fold down. Not a huge issue. You just need to know that those seats need to be moved up a little bit when you're going to try to fold that middle seat down. So with that, we'll hop into the middle seat. We'll show you more of the interior. All right, I'm in the middle seat now, and I say middle seat of the 2017 Hyundai Santa Fe because if you don't buy the Sport, you can get the optional third row seating in this vehicle. I didn't say that a moment ago on this car because it's not an option on the Sport model. That's the model we're driving currently. There is no third row seat, but on a Santa Fe, depending upon how you equip it, you can get third row seating, which means you can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the back, but really 7 comfortably would be the way to say that. I'm not sure even seatbelt wise you'd get 8. It would be just the 7 passengers. This is a split seat, 60-40, but actually the middle is actually split the way that works with the console when it folds down, and you can actually split it up accordingly. So that part of it I really like. Lots of legroom back here. This is in the exit row. This driver's seat is exit row, and you'll see I'm 5'10". Plenty of room. I'm not even into the indentations. If this seat was like this the whole time on a trip, I'd have no problem whatsoever. We'll show you in a minute. Huge panoramic sunroof that comes all the way back and honestly does not affect your headroom at all. I've got plenty of room. Even if I had a hat on, I would have plenty of room. Nice apportionments throughout. Sunshade back here for those of you that have little kids. It would be in the back. You've got, or just want to keep things cooler on the inside. Sunshade there. Again, good apportionments throughout. Nice soft touch here. You do have sort of a hard plastic, but again, remember, $40,000 on this sport version, and this car literally has every option that you can get with, again, the sport doesn't come with a third row seat, but really anything that you wanted on a 5-passenger crossover / SUV all-wheel drive version, which again is what this vehicle we're driving is, 2-liter, 240 horsepower engine, works phenomenal. Let's hop in the front seat and show you this panoramic sunroof. Hey, real quick before I jump to the front seat, one thing I almost forgot to tell you, this middle seat, reclining. So it is fully adjustable. I can adjust it up according to where I want to sit, which is actually a nice feature, and that's done on both sides on the 60/40 seats here on the middle seat of the 2017 Hyundai Santa Fe. All right, now I'm in the front seat 2017 Hyundai Santa Fe Sport. As I said a moment ago, let's show you the panoramic sunroof, which, quite frankly, is extremely large. Even the front section that opens up, as you can see, extremely large, gives you a lot of light, if you would, on the inside. Makes it almost feel convertible-ish, if you would. So as I close that back up, one button to hit it, and it'll close back up. Hyundai, great feature there. You've done a great job, which, by the way, with that closed, wind noise, interior noise on the vehicle itself, you wouldn't know it had a panoramic sunroof driving down the road at 75, 80 miles an hour. That's how well the car works. Moving into the rest of the interior, Richard, you can show them real quick. The leather seating, by the way, very comfortable. Very much have enjoyed driving this car. You wouldn't think with we've actually had this and the Suburban, which we just reviewed in the same week. We don't often get the same cars in the same week, but in this particular instance we did. And frankly, as luxurious as the Suburban is, this car, roomy, sporty, zips around, and just works absolutely fantastic. I'll get to the fuel economy numbers as we go for a test drive in a moment. But again, they redid the center stack for 2017. Everything is very usable. I love their what do they call this, Richard? Their
their blue MyLink or Blue Link.
Oh, hang on, let me look. Sorry, guys, my bad. It's Blue Link. Richard was right. The Blue Link system, which, by the way, I like very well. There's certain things you can set in here as far as teen driving and alerts and different monitors that way, which actually work really, really well for those of you that may have teen drivers. And just a side note, folks, I get this question a lot on the radio. In fact, I had somebody call this very past week asking about, should I buy a RAV4? Should I buy a CRV? And on we go. And I said, have you looked at the Kia Hyundai line at all? And they were like, no, those cars really aren't much, are they? If you look back the past 10 years, these guys are a mainstream competitor. Go look at any of the reviews that are out there, Consumer Reports, JD Power, and so on, and you will see that their ratings have come up substantially. And this is a very, very competitive car in a very competitive marketplace that works phenomenally well, and you get a lot of standard features with this vehicle, like blind spot monitoring, lane departure, adaptive cruise, all of that on this car for $40,000, while some of its competitors don't even offer some of the things that I just mentioned. So with that, I'm going to put Richard in the back seat. We'll go take a quick drive on the 2017 Hyundai Santa Fe Sport. All right, again, 2017 Hyundai Santa Fe Sport. And the reason why I want to keep emphasizing sport is a lot of you are going to look at this and say, that's not a regular Santa Fe. A Santa Fe is bigger than that. You're right. A regular Santa Fe is larger than a Santa Fe Sport. So just so you all know out there, a Santa Fe, normal, regular Santa Fe is larger than a Santa Fe Sport. So just keep that in mind. We said that earlier. No third row seat capabilities in the Santa Fe Sport because it's not a full Santa Fe. It's not as long. You'll notice it's a shorter vehicle. So again, talked about the center stack. As I go into reverse, it does have dynamic grid lines. So if I want to back up over here to the curb, you can get real close, and it shows you exactly where you're going. It even tells you I'm getting close to the curb with the audibles. You can hear the audible telling me I'm getting close because the weeds and stuff are hanging out. It tells you that I'm getting close. One thing I should also mention, I didn't earlier, they've done a good job on the center stack as far as where everybody's at. Heated and ventilated seats, all controlled both sides from here. They've got an auto hold if you're in drive, I can push auto hold in the vehicle. I'm going downhill as we look, and the vehicle is not moving with the auto hold on. Another nice feature, and it won't move until I actually push the gas. Temperature controls, do climate controller here, fan speed here, and when I get into the Uconnect, or not Uconnect, sorry, my bad. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that, Hyundai. It's BlueLink, not Uconnect, BlueLink. The way they've done the layout of this, I just like the way it works. It's very easy to use. Whether I'm looking at the radio and the different options as to, AM, FM, Sirius, I go to the media side of the fence and it'll pull the Bluetooth up. If I want to go look at the map, it's there. If I want to go look at the rest of the
Chapter 6.
Let me turn that down. The rest of the navigation of this particular unit is all done right here, and you can just scroll through whatever you want to do. Go to route if I want to go route, plug that in, the route course, push it up here and go back. Info is there, and again, I've got all the different icon choices. BlueLink, hit that button, and I can go to BlueLink settings, driving info. The vehicle diagnostics is even in here, what gives you some information on what the vehicle's actually doing. A lot of great features. So Hyundai, you guys have done a great job there. Really, again, this is a great car. It works very, very well. So speaking of which, let's just go take a drive, push on the gas, get rid of the auto hold, and away we go. 2-liter, as I said earlier, turbocharged, 240 horsepower, which I'll just tell you right off the bat, folks, this car, and Richard, you can comment as well, there's virtually no turbo lag in this car, is there?
No, we actually just drove we won't mention it, but we drove another car with a newer turbo engine for that line that's supposed to be a sportier car, and you had probably, no joke, 10 times the turbo lag that you have in this vehicle.
Yeah, and as I go from a dead stop here, I'll just show you real quick. I'm just going to dead stop it, no power brake, no nothing, using one single foot. As I hit it, off we go. There's virtually little to no turbo lag, and as Richard said, we've driven other cars with turbo engines where the turbo lag can be substantial. So that's one of those things, again, you got to get out, get in the vehicle, drive it for yourself. Just not a quick around the block drive, but you really need to put some seat time in a vehicle you're going to be buying to make sure that it's something that you really, really enjoy driving and it fits your needs. I'm not getting into a lot of other details on this car because we've done it in some of the other reviews we've done as far as how all of the instrumentation and all that works. What I'll just say is everything's laid out well. It's easy to reach. It's easy to navigate through. We've done very well on fuel economy on this. Upper 20s as far as fuel economy goes. We've done extremely well on that end of it. And real quick, it's rated for 19 and 24, but we've been in the 26, 27 miles to the gallon range driving it in a multitude of city and highway driving. So, guys, I have nothing to complain about. This is a true competitor in the mid-size crossover market. If you've not looked at a Hyundai lately, I would tell you, you need to get out and drive one. You will be pleasantly surprised at everything that you get for the dollars that you're spending that comes standard, where a lot of the competitors, they're literally nickel and diming you for a lot of the features that you just get standard in a Hyundai. So go check one out at your local Hyundai dealer. When you do, tell them John and Richard Rush from Drive Radio sent you.